Well, I can hardly wait to start this job. We're going to pave this whole area and it's going to look fantastic. Before you get too carried away, you need to draw a scaled plan. You can see here we've got the outline of the veranda and the step, and we're going to use that wall there as our reference point. That way we'll know exactly where we're heading. Now the first thing we need to do is mark out the layout of the paving. To do that, we need to put some pegs in the ground. We've got one here, one in the back corner and one over there. The next thing we need to do is mark the heights of the paving. That way we'll get the fall from the house into the garden. Now you can't just put your peg in the ground anywhere you feel like it. You need some sort of reference point. In our case, the edge of this veranda is going to be our reference. What you need to do is pull a string line along this wall and that'll give us the position of our peg. Now the finish height of our pavers is determined by these steps. We need to measure this riser and transfer it down to this wall. That'll give us the finish height of the paver. There are three ways you can transfer the finish height of your pavers around the job site. You can use a dumpy level, but the chances are you won't have one of these in your back pocket. You'll need to hire it from the hire centre, or a simple way is to buy a length of clear plastic tube. Simply fill it with water and add some food colouring. The way this works, the water finds its own level naturally, and as I slide my tube up, these will find the level. Another really simple method is to use a level and a straight edge. I'm using a water level here to transfer the height of my finished paver. I've got Frank at the other end of the level. All I need to do is line up my water line with the line on my wall, and when I say go, Frank will mark the line. Right, Frank. We don't want the top of our pavers to be level, otherwise the water will just pool on the top. We need to create some cross fall so the water can get away. In this case, we're going to fall our water into the garden. The line on our peg here represents the finish height of the pavers at the step. We're going to drop that down 15 millimetres per metre. That way the water will fall straight into the garden. We've got a 5 metre run here, so I need to drop my level line down 75 millimetres. That'll give me my 15 millimetres per metre of fall, then the water can run straight into the garden. Handy hint, the last thing you need to do is create a swamp in your own backyard, nor do you want to move that swamp into your next door neighbours. You need somewhere to drain the water. In our case, we're lucky enough to have a garden that our water can run to. If you don't, you need to create a drainage pit or set up some drainage channel like this one to get the water away. Now the final step in setting out is to stretch some string lines around the whole area. Inside this string line is going to be all paved. It's going to look great. If you follow me down to the other end, I've got a peg in the ground here. And you can see my line there. That's the finish height of the paver. If I wrap my string line around that line, follow me again up to this end, and I've got a brick set on some sand here. This top of the brick is the top of my paver.